If you had to describe the overall tone of season 4, what are a few adjectives that come to mind?
Oh, I think it's hot.
Hot?
I think it's hot.
Hot for who?
I think it's hot for several of our characters.
I want to talk to you about the female orgasm.
This feels right.
Yes!
It's pretty surreal to me as a fan of the show to be sitting here on the set, season 4 on Pop.
It's surreal to me.
How are you feeling?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, the fans were so, incredible. Mike and I have both been on shows that have been canceled, and people don't care. And so to have the show get as much love as we got, and to have the fans really rally behind us, and then have Pop come and save us, it was really wonderful.
Okay, so I want to talk about that whole journey. Obviously not very fun hearing the news that the beloved show that so many fans like myself just loved and cherished so dearly gets canceled. You then begin this process of, can we get the band back together?
Right.
What can we do? Talk me through that.
Well, this is really a credit to Sony. They said, we're going to keep fighting. Because normally we have to go to the studio and say, please keep fighting for us. And they
But you didn't have to do that
We
this
didn't have to
time?
do that. They were really already saying, we are going to fight. We're going to try to find a new home for the show. There had been interest over the course of the first 3 seasons, and so they were able to circle back with some people and make this happen. So a credit to Sony, a credit to Pop.
I want to know, where were you, or how did you find out that we're giving this a go? Season 4 is happening.
Well, it had been sort of like on, it was like months and months and months where it was on life support. So we felt like, is today the day that either it's done or the eye's open,
Wow.
It really felt like that. So it was months of maybe, and then one day we just got the call, and Mike and I just cried and hugged, and we're so happy we could tell more stories about this family. We love them.
Can you show me the face you made when you found out
I think it
it
was just
coming
like,
back?
just what? Huh?
Just stunned?
Just stunned. When anything like that happens in Hollywood, I think you just sort of take a moment and say, this is a special, rare thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's common that sometimes a show will get saved, but there's a lot of layers, as you know, and it's hard to get the whole set back, or the whole crew back, or the whole cast back. What did you manage to get back, and what did you not manage to get back?
Everyone's back.
Wow, that is
Everyone's
so
back.
spectacular. I mean,
Yes.
does that blow your mind? Because actors get busy, people
No,
take other jobs.
they were on contract, I think, for the period of time with, it all worked out within the time where we had them, and they were so eager to all come back, so they worked around us, and everybody was just really keen to be back. So
Okay.
we're thrilled.
I want to know about the set.
Yes.
So we're on the same lot.
Yes.
But in a different soundstage.
We're in a different soundstage. This one is bigger and nicer.
Oh, so we got a little upgrade.
nice. That's a little nice.
Yes.
No, it's a beautiful set. It's a little bit quieter, but this is our set from the first 3 seasons.
So you didn't have to say, we got to rebuild the couch.
No.
We got to. So this is all the OG
it's all
stuff.
Here, all OG, all here.
So it's really like nothing has changed.
Like nothing has changed.
Do me a favor, mommy. You stay out of my love life.
I made you a profile on Tinder.
Says lonely Catholic nurse seeks big, strong man to fill the hole in her life?
You might want to reword that.
Making the jump from streaming to traditional cable, what are the changes or the hurdles that you guys have had to adapt to?
Well, really, it's just going back to traditional multicam, so commercials and act breaks and shorter time. So at the beginning, we were like, because
we don't want less.
Yeah, we're gonna miss
don't
that,
want less.
5 to 6 minutes. We're gonna miss that time. But then after the first episode, I remember I was sitting with Justine and Rita, and we were like we don't miss it. We told a complete
Really?
story. Yeah.
So it's a little.
Yeah.
Is it a little punchier, a little snappier?
It's just a little snappier, yeah. And we just kind of barrel through, and yeah, it's fun. It's been great, I have to say. It's we were like, we'll miss the time, but I don't miss the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing about cable is that it's appointment viewing. So I'm really excited that I can say to my family or my sister or my husband, Tuesday nights, we're watching one day at a time on Pop.
Yes.
No ifs, ands, buts about it.
Well, I also really love that it's once a week. It lets them breathe a little bit. It lets each episode sort of stand on its own. And we really interact with our fans. We love our fans on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh,
So,
I see, yes.
So to be able to talk to them about each episode individually, it's more what Norman did. And it's really more how you sort of break into culture a little bit more. So, I remember when we were streaming, it would be 6 a.m. on Friday morning after we dropped, and people were like, I watched the whole thing, and it's like, what? It took so long. It took so long to make
and
it.
you finished it at one night.
So it feels, so we're all really excited about the opportunity to just let each episode sit and talk about it and how it impacted the community and kind of go from there. So that's exciting.
As a writer,
Yes.
you now have the benefit, I imagine, of being able to write as you go, as opposed to let's write a whole bunch, let's bank a whole bunch of episodes and then give it to the world.
Yeah.
So how does that impact your writing process?
Well, we are still really anal retentive, and so we break everything pretty early. Because Mike and I have the amount of stories we have for this family are endless.
Yeah.
So we've broken the whole fourth season already. It does allow us to be a little bit more topical in terms of what's going to be happening this year, what are things that we can talk about that before we would have had to wait 6 months or a year before those saw eyeballs. And so now we can be a little bit closer to when things are actually happening in the world.
Well, I know you guys are always paying attention to those hard to talk about topics, but you kind of digest them and make them interesting, informative, entertaining. What are you sinking your teeth into in season 4?
Well, this year we're really talking about the census and how important it is, especially for communities of color, to be a part of the census. It really affects how much money goes into your districts, and so traditionally Latinx people underreport because of fear. You do not have to say that you're a citizen or not, and it's really, really important that people do it. So we really tackle the census in the first episode. And then we talk a little bit more about sexual health and aging and romance and friendship. And, we really kind of continue on the journey with where these characters are at this moment in time in their lives.
If you had to describe the overall tone of season 4, what are a few adjectives that come to mind?
Oh, I think it's hot.
Hot?
I think it's hot.
Hot for who?
I think it's hot for several of our characters.
Really?
Yeah.
You're up in the romance factor.
We're upping it.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids are getting older.
Okay. Everyone wants to explore.
Everyone's getting a little romantic this year.
Someone opens a door that they shouldn't.
You walked in on Alex.
He walked in on me.
So in season 4, what are some of the bigger plot points or things we can look forward to?
Well, Alex has a girlfriend this year,
Ooh, papito.
and things are moving real fast.
Really?
Yeah.
How's Penelope feeling about that?
It's something. There's some things that happen
What,
That-
behind the bedroom door?
behind the bedroom door.
Ooh!
Let's just say there's a pregnancy test found and it's positive, and that's all I'm going to say.
What is the message behind that storyline?
Well, it's about talking to your kids about their sexual health. I think that a lot of households don't. I think it's also talking about safe sex.
Yep.
We've done it with, she's a nurse, so this is all health related for her.
course.
Elena and Syd.
Syd is back.
Syd is back.
Goodness.
And things are going great until they don't, you guys.
What are they fighting about?
Maybe a young lady gets in their way. So it's about honesty, about communicating with your partner, especially at a very young level, and how betrayal doesn't have to just mean actually doing something physical with someone else.
Of course, it can be very emotional, absolutely.
Yes.
What about my girl Penelope?
Penelope.
Is she getting any love this season?
Penelope gets love this season.
Yes.
Yes.
What was behind that decision?
Well, after last season, we really wanted her to feel like she was okay on her own. And we did that. And
Yes.
we do feel like this character is a woman who is very self-sufficient. But just because you're self-sufficient and a feminist doesn't mean you still don't want love and romance in your life.
She deserves companionship
That's right.
just as much as anyone
That's
else.
right. And so she kind of comes to terms with that in the first episode, realizes, wait, I can still be like a badass and a feminist and still have love in my life.
There you go.
You know?
I love being alone. We're strong women who don't need a partner to define us. Anyway, I have a date.
So a huge part of the show that we love
Yeah.
is the really incredible guest stars.
Yes.
Who is your dream? You want to kind of make a little plea to the camera?
Well, Lin-Manuel, obviously, but he knows. He knows. We text about it. He's very busy.
You text with him?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So what's
yes.
holding it up?
He's directing a movie. He has another little movie called In the Heights coming out. He's a busy fella.
He's busy, but
one
not too
day,
busy for
one
you.
day. No, we'll figure it out.
What would you have him do?
Oh, anything. He can do anything. He can do anything. He's amazing. Who else? I would love Selena Gomez would be amazing.
Oh, perfect.
Camila Cabello would be amazing.
Yes.
Uh,
She could do a little singing.
She could.
With
she,
Abuela.
She can also do anything.
This show does so much for Latinx representation, and I know it means a lot to you to give back. So what is it that you guys are doing on the show this season to kind of foster that goodness and that giving back?
Well, really showing, I mean, the very fact that it's about a Latinx family, an immigrant family at the core, that loves each other, that works hard, that really hopefully usurps all of the stereotypes that are out there about our community. This is a loving, warm, funny family, just like any family that lives next door. And to be able to normalize that and show that without all of the stereotypes that I think our community is so tired of seeing, our mere existence is sort of a political statement. Our costume designer and actually our props people they're sourcing local Latinx artists for posters.
Wow.
They're sourcing Latinx artists for paintings. They're sourcing for t-shirt design, for fashion design. Our costume designer is getting a bunch of Latinx costume designers and fashion designers. And so we're trying to be very thoughtful in the way that we're representing the community in every aspect.
And a network like Pop to say we want one day at a time a show that prioritizes putting a spotlight on the Latinx community, what kind of message does that send?
Well, it says that we're important and that we're worth listening to and worth representing and worth marketing to. Latinos spend a lot of money. We're 1 in 4 at the box office opening
Absolutely.
weekend. You want to be speaking to us.